NeedyMeds users and friends. Thank you for joining me. My name is Carla. I am the Director of Education and Partnerships at NeedyMeds. And today, I am going to explain what prescription assistance programs are, how they can help you save on your medications, and how to find them on the NeedyMeds website. Before we get started, I want to go over a few tips. You can feel free to ask questions at any time by typing them into the questions section of your GoToWebinar control panel. But no, I will reserve answering questions until the end. If I don't get a chance to answer your question, I will follow up with you personally via email. Also, I will provide the contact information for NeedyMeds and my contact information at the end. This webinar is being recorded and will be available for viewing on our YouTube channel. A copy of the PowerPoint presentation can be found in the handout section of your control panel. So let's get started with what is NeedyMeds. NeedyMeds is a national nonprofit founded just over 2 decades ago by retired physician Dr. Rich Sagel, who is still our president. On your screen is all of our formal wording, including our mission statement and how we achieve that mission. But simply put, NeedyMeds connects people to programs that will help them afford their healthcare expenses. We do that free and anonymously through our website, needymeds.org, and our helpline, 1-800-503-6897. And one of the most popular and effective ways we help people save on prescription meds is with our large listing of prescription assistance programs. Prescription assistance programs are usually supported by pharmaceutical companies and most of the time offer free and some of the time offer deeply discounted prescription drugs, usually name brand, to those that qualify. Of course, not every drug will have a prescription assistance program. When a program is available, eligibility requirements and applications will vary from program to program. One common requirement is that the patient's healthcare provider usually needs to be involved by providing a prescription, signing the application, and submitting documentation. So, how do you find prescription assistance programs on the NeedyMeds website? Bear with me while I transition out of the PowerPoint onto our live site. You can always begin your search by typing the name of the medication in the drug search bar on the top left hand where my mouse is blinking. Or you can let your mouse hover over the Patient Savings tab. And as you see on the top left-hand side, there is a section dedicated to prescription assistance. And as you can see, there are a number of ways to search for a prescription assistance program. You can search by the company name, by the program name, or by the most common brand name. Let's try to find a prescription assistance program for a brand name drug called Lipitor. I'll click on that brand name drug hyperlink. And the first thing that you're going to see are a bunch of icons. What these icons do is they show you what type of information is available for that drug. Is there a prescription assistance program? How about a coupon? Are there support pages that offer more information about the medication? Is there a drug video, which is exactly what it sounds like, a short video providing more details about that specific drug? You will also notice this convenient A to Z index. Many of the large sections on our website have this to make your searches easy. So let's return to our search for assistance for Lipitor. I'll choose L in the A to Z index, and then I'll scroll down until I see Lipitor. If your medication is listed more than once, click every hyperlink to make sure you don't miss any programs. I do want to take a moment to showcase our support pages. That's indicated with this icon on the right here. The reason I want to showcase support pages is because 2 features have been added. In many of the programs listed, you will now find the pronunciation of the drug, which can prove very useful. Often, you will also now find a hyperlink titled Additional Resources. This will cover a broad category and differ for every drug, and it provides exactly what the name says, additional resources which can include things like tips about the medication, doctor discussion guides, recipes, support groups, or lists of nonprofits that offer information about those living with a diagnosis that the medication is often used to treat. The point is, it's worth clicking additional resources. So let's return to our prescription assistance program for Lipitor. The icon on the left indicates that there is at least one prescription assistance program available. That's a hyperlink, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. In this case, as you can see in the blue bar at the top, it reads Program 1 of 3. That means there are currently 3 prescription assistance programs for Lipitor. If there is more than one program, the ones that offer the most assistance will be listed at the top, and the ones that offer the less assistance will be listed at the bottom, and then alphabetically. So as you can see, all of the information you need about the available prescription assistance program is on your screen. Importantly, right at the top, you will see the name of the program and the contact information. Be sure to direct all questions about the prescription assistance program to the contact information provided as opposed to NeedyMeds. Next is the application section, where you will often find a PDF of the application, like right here. Each program also lists an eligibility section. Now, as I had said in the beginning, eligibility does vary from program to program, but it is almost always based on 3 factors: insurance coverage, income, and residency. So let's talk about those. When it comes to insurance status, don't assume that if you have drug coverage or insurance, you will not be eligible. As you can see, that is not always the case. So let's talk about income requirements. Often, income requirements are based on a certain multiple of the federal poverty level guidelines. And right here, you can find a federal poverty level calculator to make things easy. Let me demonstrate how that works. Let's say we have an individual who earns $80,000 a year supporting a family of 3. And you'll notice I only typed in the digits. Don't type in periods, commas, or dollar signs. And the income that you're typing in here is the same information you put on tax information at the end of the year. That's all the information we need. I'll click calculate, and the results yield that this individual's yearly income is 375% of the federal poverty guidelines. When I return to the eligibility requirements section, I can see that this individual clearly qualifies, which is great. But what happens if the calculation showed that this individual was not eligible? Maybe he found himself just above the eligibility requirements at let's say 405 or 410%. Well, when that happens, don't despair. If you find that your income is slightly over the income limit, apply anyway. You can always ask the program to make what is called an economic hardship exception. And then if you are denied, always be sure to appeal. So let's talk about residency. Do not assume that if you are working with a population that is undocumented, that they will automatically not be eligible. Be sure to check out the residency requirements. We will provide the detailed information from each program. And if you have questions, you can always call the program. Also, be mindful of the application section, which provides more details about the application process, such as if or how your doctor needs to be involved. You also want to make sure you pay attention to that medication section, because that'll let you know details such as where the medication will be sent to, and the details for reapplying. Always make sure that you check out the additional information section, because that is where we will put other pertinent information that does not fall neatly into other categories. Now, before I transition out of the live site and back to the PowerPoint, I want to point out where you can find all of the other healthcare cost savings programs. And those, along with the prescription assistance programs, are right under this patient savings tab. And the other healthcare cost savings programs include the $4 generic discount drug program, our free low cost and sliding scale clinics, coupons and rebates, diagnosis based assistance programs, medical transportation, retreats, camps, recreational programs, and educational scholarships, government programs, and of course, our drug discount card. If you want to learn more about these other resources, I encourage you to sign up for one of our monthly overview webinars. And you can check out which ones are coming up and register on the calendar of events on the bottom right hand of the homepage. Also, I mentioned at the beginning that this presentation is being recorded and will be available on our YouTube channel. You can find a link to that YouTube channel on the top right hand of this homepage with the rest of the social media icons. It's the third one from the left. Okay, so let's go ahead and transition out of the live site to our PowerPoint so I can provide some additional tips. Most importantly, don't take no for an answer when it comes to prescription assistance programs. Even if you are not sure you fall within the eligibility guidelines, submit an application anyway. If you are denied, you can always ask the program to make an economic hardship exception, and then you can always appeal. Another tip is to find out, can your doctor prescribe a different medication? Maybe a generic medication that is more affordable, or a medication that does have a prescription assistance program. If you are getting information about prescription assistance programs from a source other than NeedyMeds, make sure it is reliable. You should never have to pay to obtain an application or apply to a program. We hope NeedyMeds is your go-to destination, as we pride ourselves on the information we share being accurate, easy to understand, up to date, and free. When people are afraid that they will not be able to afford their medications, they may wind up turning to services that are unreliable, such as mail order pharmacies. Be very wary of mail order pharmacies outside of the U.S. or pharmacies that do not require a prescription. And yes, you can apply to more than one program at a time for the same medication. Cover all your bases. If you are taking more than one medication and you cannot find a program for the most expensive, check your other medications to see if there is a program for those. Alleviating the cost of those other medications may free up your budget so you can afford the more expensive one. Under the Patient Savings tab, you will find a category for diagnosis-based assistance programs. If you are seeking assistance for a medication related to a specific diagnosis, such as diabetes, check out the Diagnosis-Based Assistance Program section to see if there is other financial help available. When dealing with our counselors or the program itself, err on the side of providing too much information as opposed to too little. Giving our counselors the full picture may mean that we can find other assistance you didn't even know was available. And when dealing with the prescription assistance program, you don't want to be denied or delay the process because there was documentation or signatures missing. And finally, call our expert call center counselors at 1-800-503-6897. They are here to help exhaust all options and may be able to think of a solution outside the box. And sometimes illness can unfortunately be a family affair. While we're helping you, you may realize we'll be able to help a family member as well. I do hope you found this presentation helpful. As I transition to taking questions, I will leave this slide up. At the top, you will find the contact information for my colleague Alana. If you would like to order some of our educational brochures or drug discount cards, please reach out to her. Any questions about this webinar, you can reach out to me. And of course, you can call our expert call center counselors at 1-800-503-6897. We are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So let's get to some of those questions coming in. The first one is, what happens if I can't find a prescription assistance program? That's a great question. If you are looking for help affording a name brand medication and there is not a prescription assistance program, be sure to check out our coupons and rebates section, as well as our diagnosis based assistance programs. You can find these resources under the Patient Savings tab. And if you don't find a program, you can always use the NeedyMeds drug discount card to save up to 80% off the cash price of your prescription meds. With our drug discount card, you can also save 40% off durable medical equipment, such as diabetic supplies, splints and braces, catheters and incontinence supplies, mobility devices, bladder control pads, and much more. You can request a card from our website, sending Alana an email, or by giving a counselor a call at that number again, which is 1-800-503-6897. Also, remember to check back. If you don't find a prescription assistance program today, one may be added at a later date. The next question coming in is, you mentioned this webinar is being recorded. Where did you say I can find it? You can find this and all other previously recorded webinars on the NeedyMeds YouTube channel. There is an icon for it on the top right of our homepage with all of the other social media icons. I believe it's the third one from the left. I suggest subscribing so you know when new webinars are being added. And a reminder, you can find all upcoming webinars on the calendar of events on the bottom right hand of our homepage. Another question coming in is, can I apply if I have Medicare Part D? Well, it depends on the program. Some will let you apply, others will determine that on a case-by-case basis. You will see the answer to that in the eligibility section of the Prescription Assistance Program listing. We do try to keep the question segment brief, so if you asked a question and I did not get the chance to answer it, I will email you. Thanks again so much for your time, and we do hope you stay in touch.